Right, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about effective practice. Now when people think of practice, they think of driving ranges. And it's the fact that that is how we are supposed to practice in golf that is one of the things that is really hurting us as golfers. We're out on the course and I'm going to show you how to practice out on the course, because this is where we play golf. We don't play golf on a driving range. That's a great place to experiment and try stuff, but this is where we play golf. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how, or some of the things that I would do when I'm out on my own for a practice round like I am today. Okay, so I'm on a par 3, it's 171 yards from where I am right now, and it's over water, a lot of water. Now what I'm going to try and do here is give myself constraints to all the shots and the games that I'm playing. I'm still going to play to a score, but I'm going to give myself constraints to make myself think a bit differently and put myself into a more of a real world situation. So on this hole in particular, my constraint I'm giving myself is I am not allowed to hit the green. I'm going to try and make par without hitting the green, okay? Now, I know that there's actually quite a bit of green just or grass just in front of the green there. So what I'm going to do is I've got a club here that's going to completely take away the water out of play. It's going to leave me short of the green, and then I'm going to try and make par from there. Because too many people are out there trying to practice perfect. And yet, we don't play golf in perfect conditions, we don't play golf on perfect facilities like a driving range. We play golf on a golf course with wind, all of Mother Nature, and then we've got ourselves, our own emotions, our own thoughts and feelings, and all these things, you know, they compound into making this game as hard as it possibly could be for us. Right, so, like I said, I'm going to try and keep this as real as I can, and I'm going to make sure I don't hit the green, and I'm going to try and make par from there. Safely over, safely aboard, just short of the bunker, short of the treble. Yeah, chip and putt time now. Right, this is where it really matters. This is something that I used to go through every winter. I'd spend all winter on the driving range trying to practice my technique in the vain hope that when spring came around, my golf would get better. And it never did. No matter what I did on the driving range, no matter how good I was hitting on the range, it never transferred to the golf course. And I couldn't understand why, and then I realised it's because I'm practicing in a sterile environment. I'm not practicing in the environment I play. And golf is I think golf is one of the only sports where this actually happens. Most places you practice on the pitch, on the court, or you practice where you play. Whereas we don't, we practice on driving ranges. And they just lull you into trying to work on hitting perfect shots all the time. But on a golf course, you're lucky if you hit 2 or 3 good perfect shots in a round. I mean, even the pros state that they only hit 2 or 3 good shots in a round. So what little hope have we got? Right, and here we have a ball and a green. And all I've got to do now is try and make par by getting up and over. Okay, right. So, let's see how we get on. This is where it really matters. This is real golf. I want to get this close so I've got a chance at a par. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, bite, bite, bite. Oof. That'll do. That'll do. Okay, pretty happy with that, but this is where it really matters. That was one shot, one take. That was the shot. That's what happened, okay? So now I need to deal with that. I need to sink this putt. And there we have it, ladies and gents. Made my par the hard way. But this is more like real golf. I mean, this is what we do in real golf. We don't always hit the green. We have to get up and down when the pressure's on. And yet it's very difficult to simulate that kind of pressure or that kind of feelings of actually trying to make a score unless you actually do it like I'm doing now. Right, so on to another hole. I'll talk you through what I'm going to do on this one. Alright, so I've got the green is all the way down there. This is a 350 odd yard par 4. My constraint with this one is I'm only allowed to use irons, okay? So I'm going to try and par this hole just using my irons. Pick your target, pick your line, commit to it. So 350 yards into the wind here off this tee. Yeah, this is going to be quite an ask to get there in 2, I think, from on this hole with the clubs I've got with me today. But this is all about confidence building. This is all about, I'm not trying to make this super hard for me, because the bit I'm trying to work on, if you haven't worked on already, is getting the ball in the hole, because that's what the game is. Get that ball in that hole in the easiest and most stress-free way you can possibly do it. So I'm on the fairway and I've got one hell of a long way to go to get to this green. Okay, so I've got a massive bunker in front of the green to deal with here, and according to my GPS system here, I'm about 200 yards from the middle of the green. So yeah, this is a bit suicidal with the clubs I've got. I'm not going to be able to get it there. So what I want to do now is get myself into a good layup spot so I can actually then attack the green from that spot. So right, so here's a 100-yard marker. My plan was to leave myself 100 yards. I've probably left myself 95. But pin's right at the front, so we're in good shape here. So I'm picking a point behind the tree. This is an aspect about golf that took me a long time to realise and understand, and it's written a lot in Bob Rotella's books. Like Golf is Not a Game of Perfect is basically one of his most famous books. But it's basically, we think that we have got control over the situation in the game because the ball's stationary. Therefore, we can just walk up and do whatever we want. That's not the case, because like I said, you've got Mother Nature, and you've got your own self you're dealing with, your own thoughts, emotions and ego you're dealing with. So actually we can never really hit that perfect shot. We're just looking for acceptable at the end of the day. And I have to say, I think this is pretty acceptable. So there's the hole, and there's my ball. Right, let's see how we get on from here. Double breaker on the go here, so I'm basically just going to try and hit it at the hole and let Mother Nature and gravity do the rest. Go on. Oh, yeah. See, this feels more realistic. This is real golf. I want a par 5, but I've placed the ball down on the edge of the fairway here, just as the fairway starts, to make this hole as short as I can make it. Because I want to give myself a real look at either maybe even an eagle, or definitely even a birdie, and that will transpire as I go through, which is really good practice at getting used to putting yourself in important situations. Okay, so the thing is with these kind of putts now, I've got an eagle putt here, and you can't really replicate the feeling that I have inside me right now. When you're on the putting green, or you're at home, or whenever you're doing any putting practice, it's very difficult to replicate, the realness of what I've achieved here right now. I'm staring over an eagle putt, okay? I have never made an eagle in my life. I really want this to go in the hole, and yet, until I've had this experience of what it feels like to make an eagle putt, I don't really know what that's like. So by having these experiences, by doing this, shortening the holes and giving yourself an opportunity to give yourself these opportunities, these experiences, it means when they do happen in real life, you've already been through them, you've kind of got an idea of what you're going to do. Right, come on, let's get an eagle.
It's definitely very short.